What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord Dr. Professor Dark Joker here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are traditional fans with opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. One Piece episode 1145.5. So this was a recap special that went over Cyberpole Zero. So like we had like another recap I believe earlier that went over like the Straw Hats, previous interactions with you know, the ones who were on Egghead who were CP9 during the Wire 7 saga. And so of course there's CP0 now. And so we see like the other Cyberpole Zero members who are on Dressrosa. So basically you have Chopper, Carrot, and Beppo like doing like a recap. And so, yeah, I mean, for a recap, I thought it was fine. It is kind of weird that we had one randomly, even though we already got a Cyberpole recap a few weeks ago, so I don't understand what the point was. Like, I feel like they should have done everyone when they did that previous one. I mean, oh well, but as far as quality goes, I thought it was a decent recap. I mean, for a recap, it wasn't bad. So yeah, I like this episode. Looking forward to the next one. One Piece Chapter 1162. So in this chapter, Rayleigh is taking Shaki away. Some of the pirates want to attack Rayleigh in order to get Shaki, but Shiki's like, no, don't freaking aim for Rayleigh. You might hit Shaki. So that's how it is. So basically, so all the other pirates are like, hey, okay, let's just get the treasure then. And then so basically, there's chaos all around. So you have Ivankov and Kuma trying to find some devil fruits. Big Mom comes in, and Kuma eats the fruit before, of course, the pawpaw fruit before Big Mom can have it. And then then you have Kuma, Ivankov, try to help a bunch of the other people escape. So you have like a bunch of chaos. You have pirates fighting each other, then pirates fighting the Navy. And Garp is pissed off when he sees all these dead civilians. He calls Sengoku. He's like, "Did you know this was going on?" And then Sengoku told him that there was someone who had reported rumors, I guess, about what the Celestial Dragons do, but he vanished from the Navy's ranks. Basically means he was quietly killed off. And then like Garp is not happy about it. He's like, I didn't know about this. He's like he's not happy. So then you have a bunch of the Davy clan has been turned into demons. Zebek is trying to get Eris and Teach away, and like basically while like just to keep them from being turned to demons, and Garling's chasing them. So yeah, so Garling and one other knight is chasing uh Zebek, Eris, and Teach. So Eris tells Zebek to let her and Teach run on their own while he deals with Garling and the other whole God Knight. Zebek doesn't want to leave his wife behind, but Eris is like, hey, if I was just a helpless woman, you want to fall in for me. That's how she puts it. And apparently she was a pirate before she married Zebek. So we don't know what crew she was part of. We don't know if she was a captain. We don't know what role she has. So basically, Eris tells Zebek that if it looks like they're going to be caught, she'll kill Teach and then herself. So Zebek agrees to let her go and meet up with her in Lelucia. So then Zebek then does a really big attack that looks like it cuts God Valley in half. He then like kills all the David clan demons and defeats Garling and the other God Knight. So then you have, Big Mom's trying to find a the fish fruit to give to Katakuri, but Kaido knocks it out of her hand and eats it so he can turn to a dragon. And so you see shots of like Dragon trying to take Shanks away from everything's going on. Aer's trying to take Teach away. So then of course all the pirates are trying to get treasure and all that. And so Garp is like he is not happy. And so and then yeah, so and Saturn's being someone sent, calls Saturn and asks if Rox is dead. And Saturn basically says he doesn't know. Basically, none of them expected what was going on, and that all the destructions going on could cause something else to happen. Now, it's hard to say who is contacting him, whether it's the other elders, whether it's Emu, who knows? Because of course, one possibility could be that I've seen brought up in some theories and some of the spoilers was that like that Saturn's concern was like if all this keeps going on, Emu might appear to just put it into it all. Especially since Rox knows who Emu is. And then yeah, so but it also could be it also could be Emu who's talking to him, and Saturn could be saying it could be like basically something like a Nika, like a revolution could start from this, which is possible. Which it does. You have Dragon, Kuma, Ivankov, like all the founding members of the Revolution Army were at God Valley. And so then yeah, so it looks like then everyone starts trying to escape. Then like so after Zebek has killed like all the Dave Climbers and knocked out Darling and the other God Knight, he Garp and Roger sent something. They sent some dangerous hockey. Basically, you have Saturn having transformed into like his spire form. Then you see Emu appear on top of him. All people are like, "What the heck's going on? Saturn? Why are you looking like that?" And so then Whitebeard and Kaido arrive. Kaido wants to like test out his new power to see how it works, and Whitebeard's willing to help out because basically he's been drinking on Zebek's tab the whole time. So I guess it's like kind of like a way to repay him. And Whitebeard asks, "What in the world are they about to fight?" And basically Garp is amused. He's like, "Oh, it's a great, what grand days of adventure we live in. I still have so much to learn." Garp is like in shock. He's like, "I know now. I know I'm dreaming. What is this island?" And Zebek says, "What is that you say? If I had to call it anything, that represents the world." So he knows who Emu is. And well, let's just say that's gonna be very interesting. Whenever the whenever obviously there's a break next week, so assuming the week after is when we get the next chapter, then we'll see like what this fight goes, how many chapters this fight's gonna last. But yeah, I'm really interested in how this arc, like this, well, flashback's gonna end. So yeah, I really like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. The Elusive Samurai, chapter 222. So in this one, we see like we see like a little flashback to how Usugi brought back Fubuki, like some of the methods he did. Basically, after a year, I guess Fubuki's fully recovered. Fubuki's like, I do it for saving my life, but the way you did it was horrible. So like so basically, obviously Usugi's trying to figure out how to manipulate people. So like it's kind of what I did. And then so Usugi says he doesn't want to witness Takaji's death, but he doesn't want to help him see him achieve victory. Basically says he's going to go to some of the fighting outside of what's going on. So you see, basically, you see, Tokiyuki, Fubuki, and you, you know, and the other like elusive samurais start trying to fight, and then basically like you have Nezu is also like basically the main ones doing the fight are Tokiyuki, Fubuki, and Nezu. Those are the main ones fighting. Well, Nezu, Kojiro. So like Suzuku, Ayako, they're nearby. They're not doing necessarily as much in like the as far as like the like combat. They're kind of like I guess since they've done a lot of fighting, everyone else is staying on. So Ayako and Shina are like staying on the side. Suzuku is staying on the side. So basically, so divine what Fubuki's plan is deal with a he just starts he induces his own vomiting in order to I guess obscure his vision. And since he eats a lot, he can do a lot of so everyone so Kojiro and Tokiyuki decide to do it. And so like even Gemba is like a little disturbed by it, even though given some of the stuff Gemba's done, it's pretty surprising he's disturbed by it. Even he's like, oh crap. Shizuku is like, ugh. Shizuku's definitely not happy with it. And then so they're trying to do it, I guess, to help since his Takaji's strength won't last long. Basically, he's like leaking divine energy. So they're preparing for like a big attack to like take out Takaji. So then they're able to like destroy his pole arm, and that's how the chapter ends. So yeah, I like this chapter. Liked all the combat. Like it was just funny seeing them just using puke to screw with the guy's vision. I thought that was hilarious. So yeah, I really like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. Kagurabachi Chapter 97. So in this one, you know, basically you have the big fight against Yura still going on. Basically, everyone is struggling against Yura, but then it's revealed to be an issue of so basically the Kaminami can't call reinforcements due to the force field. Basically, so you have the vessel that they know guards it, but then there's another one. There's really a second one that's causing the like basically the force field to the function of it to change so that basically they can't get reinforcements. So yeah, so Chihiro and Samura currently can't get in to help out. So yeah, so basically that means right now they're concerned about the common that we're concerned about Yura just killing all of them. But then like basically all of them, everyone that's there, they're told, hey, and then like basically say, hey, here's what we gotta do: just kill all the Hisaku. Assume anyone who stands in their way is part of the Hisaku, and kill them as quickly as possible. And that's how the chapter is. So basically, all the Kaminabi are there. Hey, kill them all. Just kill all the Hisaku. Do what you have to do. So yeah, I like this chapter. You know, like how like they're as they're progressing this fight. So yeah, like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi Chapter 64. So in this one, Kiyoshi and his group arrive at the where Shishido's about to get executed. So he showed that he's there. Basically, and I guess one of the major demons arrive. Basically, so the demon who basically Kiyoshi had met at you know Wiki D's is Hell's Gaga. Basically, he's the son of Hellzabub. So yeah, so then yeah, so basically it looks like a Gaga. I guess that's I guess his nickname where and Shishido know each other. Like I guess they know each other, and basically the reason Shishido was there. Basically, he lets him get captured to recover an item that was stolen from him by Gaga, which was an autographed picture of his favorite idol. And basically, so Gaga says that the idol, whoever it is, I guess, isn't cute. So Shishido gets pissed off and he like eats his restraints and like breaks out very easily. And he basically his words are, "I'm a pacifist. You slap my right cheek, I'll offer you my left. But if you hurt my favorite idol, I won't leave you another cheek to turn." So you see like him like with this like spiked mohawk or whatever, trying to look very punk rock, and then so Shishido and Gaga are about to fight. So Shishido like takes a breath like he's like eating air, and then it's like I mean like then he like does this big blast like he's eating air like he's a freaking dragon slayer from Fairy Tale. And he does this big like basically big yell, knocks the guy back, and then Goggins excited to see more of attacks from him, and then a Infernal Burger is thrown at him by. So Kiyoshi's group starts throwing Infernal Burgers at him, and so I guess he he does I guess a fire attack, and he asked the Shuden and Tosaka how the concert was. They told him that it was good, and so it looks like, and she's just like glad to hear it, and so it looks like that now's the big fight against Gaga. So yeah, I like this chapter. You know, it's funny how Shishido is introduced. Like I really like that. That was freaking hilarious. So interesting how we see the rest of this, series with him, like the rest of this arc. See how they handle it. So yeah, I really like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. Ichi the Witch, chapter 54. So in this one, so the magic who arrived at Chrono's doors revealed to be Hizashi. So that's the one that likes killing humans. So he basically is trying to like hang out with Chrono. I guess Chrono's the only magic who can like take his attacks without dying easily. Basically, he wants to get into his house, but Chrono doesn't let him. And then basically Chrono keeps trying to get Kizashi to leave. And Kizashi tell like tells him that he hears like he heard a rumor about basically heard a rumor about like about Chrono impregnating a woman and that the child is sucking up his power and is making Chrono weaker. And basically Kiyoshi says he wants to check the house to make sure the rumor is true. And Chrono just then attacks him. Then he notices what his attack actually hurts him. He's like, wow, the rumor is true then. And he starts crying, basically mad. And then he offers to kill the kid. This is growing to be super powerful again. And he says, "Hey, I know you can't kill your own kid, but I can." And then he like basically Chrono basically is pissed off. He can't fight back as much as he used to be able to, so obviously he has. Then Ichi starts attacking since it attacks Kizashi, and since he has sensed like Kiyoshi's intent to kill, and he tells Kiyoshi that he'll hunt him. So that leads us to the next chapter, which is I guess is going to involve Ichi fighting Kizashi. So I really like this one, like how they're saying Kizashi's a villain, seems like a cool villain, freaking insane. But yeah, I liked how there's like trying to introduce like Kizashi's attacks, showing that I guess okay, Chrono's weaker, so I guess the kid is. So I'm wondering what is going to happen to Chrono. Will he die when the kid's born? Is that what's expected to happen? So like, will this kid become like the next Chrono, like similar, I guess, in the like what like Death the Kid when he became the new Death in Soul Eater? Is that how they're going? In the manga, the anime never reached that point. Is that how they're going to explain that? Which could be interesting. But yeah, I really like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. Odor of the Flame, chapter 22. So in this one, Odor is like in a demigod form, and he just effortlessly beats the crap out of Dodoa. And like, so he wants to protect, all his friends. So Operko gets up and like basically grabs Odor's arm, tells him, basically hugs him, and says that hey, she's fine. She contained a lot of the damage with her heroic vigor, so she can handle fire. And then basically she says some words, and then like so Odor like regains his composure. He turns back from his demigod form. I guess he's starting to feel the pain. And then so Edberger says that she'll have Huggin reattach Odor's arm, and she tells Odor to concentrate on his heroic vigor so that so the pain and bleeding can stop. So Dodoa basically now is like very close to death. Like and then Kutin says that basically his friend, referring to Odor, protected everyone. So it looks like this arc's about to end. Like move on to I guess the next spirit, next battle will be what starts I guess after in the next chapter. So I really like this chapter. Liked how they finished off the fight against Dodoa. So yeah, I like this chapter. Look forward to the next one. Harukaze Mound, chapter 17. So in this one, after Kingo's big hit, basically the entire team is like fired up, and like so then we get to like so throughout until like the bottom of the ninth, no one scores. The pitching is shut out for everyone. Like pitching like does very well. So Kingo then gets another big hit, and then gets another hit, and then Satomi gets on base, and so basically one more hit could tie the game. So Hina is down by one. So then Iroha's awake. So then it looks like that Iroha is going to come in, I guess as a pinch hitter. I guess to potentially be like you, make a big hit. Way they're hinting at it looks like he's probably going to get the game winning RBI. Is probably what it's hinting at. Well, guys, I like to shout like how they're saying like yeah, one big hit could end this game. Walk off. So I like the baseball stuff in this. So yeah, I like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. Ekiden Bros, chapter 15. So with Matoy having beaten Kinzaki, like everyone's in shock, and Matoy like passes out from exhaustion. So Kinzaki basically he wants him to be all right. He says, "Hey, he won't. He tells he won't lose next time. We're rivals." So everyone's in shock over Kinzaki. So there's like blood in Matoy's shoes. So then Nobu and his and Mitsuhide they start their leg of the race. So their father tells Mitsuhide, say, "Hey, if you lose, don't bother showing your face again." Everyone's like, "Hey, dude, ease up on that talk." And then so then like basically they're gonna be their leg of the race. So it's raining, and then yeah, so obviously, so it looks like honestly, I think they're gonna end the series after this leg of the race. I think the manga is gonna end. So yeah, so basically, yeah, Mitsuhide. The only thing he's not wearing a watch. He's wearing a lucky bracelet. Guess it's rare for runners to not wear a watch, which I can understand. If you're busy looking at your time, you could be distracted, and that could affect your time. So I guess there's something with that bracelet, probably something with their mother, I'm guessing. So then, yeah, so then this is probably the final leg of the race. So interesting seeing how this race ends. So yeah, I really like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. Ping-Pong Peril chapter 14. So this one finishes the match between Tyra and his former coach. So yeah, so basically Tyra says that tells the coach that, hey, yeah, I know you hate me, but like you're something I aspire to like live up to as far as like quality level. Basically, his words, and then basically, I guess it's like he and the coach hash some things out real. So the coach is at peace and he accepts his loss. And so yeah, so with that, basically they part ways peacefully. They, so they part ways peacefully, and then yeah, so basically he feels like a weight lifted off his shoulders. So now, well, he has a large debt. But now Tyra has only 1 million left before his debt is paid. And then so what happens then, basically so he and basically so he then celebrates with you know like he celebrates his win to where he's only needs 1 million left, so yeah. And then what happens then is, and basically like he's taken to like a club. Now it's rated out since he's a minor, he's not allowed to drink. He thinks he's drinking water at one point, but it's actually alcohol. So at least it's heavily implied to be alcohol. So it's like he gets drunk. So then he goes to sleep. He passes out, and he a call comes from the admins. So when he wakes up, he's uh he's strapped to some seat. He has like a suit on. He and Mitsuki have a suit on. Mitsuki says they're heading to his last ping-pong peril match. Um, and so basically Mitsuki said, that they're ready for takeoff. Says something like CEO Kaname. It's implied based on the panel that they're going to space. So the final match is in space. Yeah. So that's definitely interesting. So it looks like based on that, if it's I was like okay, so it looks like it's going to end once he pays off his debt. Makes sense. And I mean, once you have like that gigantic debt, like the gigantic bet that was going on that would cover a large portion of it, it was safe to say, okay, he's getting that. Okay, we're ending this soon. Which is also why a lot of series get ended pretty soon in Shueisha. Like, they don't let series go on for very long. Like, I don't necessarily know how a lot of the other ones like that, like, Kodansha, Kodokawa. Like Kodansha, a lot of the newer ones seem to go on longer, but some just get popular. Just like with Suisha, once one gets really popular, it does go on for a while. Elusive Samurai, Kagurabachi, Spy Family, Kaiju number 8. There just aren't too many that get really big. I mean, Ichi the Witch has mostly gotten big, Ultra Exorcist Kiyoshi. This one hasn't really seemed to be the case. I mean, there's going to be a few, very few that go on for a long period. I mean, Martial King looks like it'll go on for a while. Over the Flame looks like it'll go on for a while. I mean, this Har- Harukaze Mound looks like it's going on for a while. Looks like it's very few series that are going for. So this is getting the axe. It sucks. It's an entertaining one. Basically, it's a ping-pong manga. Definitely not a sport that's been covered really a lot. So yeah, I thought it was interesting. So I like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. Gachiakuta episode 14. So in this one, the cleaners meet up with Dr. Alice Stilza, and Rudo is freaked out because I guess all the stuff I guess the doctor did when examining him. And then yeah, so basically it's revealed that Aisha and August are her grandchildren. Apparently those two kids' parents are dead. Like it's very nonchalantly mentioned that the parents are dead. I mean that it's a dark fantasy world. Death is very common. Then these marauders attack the cleaners HQ, and Simu Greer, the receptionist, uh, beats them all single-handedly. And yeah, and basically, she's able to fight. But I mean, she's not necessarily one who does a lot of fighting because she likes a desk job and she doesn't necessarily want to use her violin instrument a lot. Anyway, so the cleaners they go to this bar trying to find trying to find like an information broker. And then yeah, so basically like Rudo's like, should we be in here? Should we be concerned about attack and all that? And everyone's like, yeah, but well, look, we're fine. It happens. Stuff happens. So then, the Raiders then appear and teleport them to like somewhere. I'm not gonna say where. And so the leader of the Raiders then appears, starts trying to talk with Rudo, and then yeah, so then he shows Rudo that he has almost boots. Yeah, and Rudo's like, "What'd you do with Almo?" Now that would imply that the Raiders had been the ones to take Almo. I'm not going to get into that spoiler about what actually happened to Almo. But yeah, so basically the cleaners are basically what's set up is like a bunch of one-on-one fights between cleaners and Raiders. And so yes, now the cleaners have Team Child with them. And so obviously we'll get their yeah, so this was a funny episode. It was funny when they're in the car. Rio is like Rio like falls asleep in the car and is like leaning on Rio's like, what the heck is this chick doing leaning on me? Like I guess he is not he obviously he doesn't talk with females a lot. And like so he's kind of freaked out by it. And it's so funny. And as far as like the animation was great, the combat stuff we do get is pretty good. So having read the manga, I could say this is going to be a fantastic arc. There's going to be some great fights. Like, see, I really like this episode. Looking forward to the next one. Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo Chapter 6. So in this one, so Maru is unconscious and he basically attacks the old guy. Like basically he's just wrecking him. Now, basically what's going on is basically he's unconscious and what's happening is his brother is using the third eye to like control him, sense what's going on. Basically, he's like using Maru's technique, beats a guy, and then the old guy's thinking, like basically thinking, hey, I, he's like, I haven't like faced defeat since, he's like, I haven't faced defeat since facing someone, and you see a guy in the hood with a scar over his right eye. A lot of people I've seen a lot of people say that it's Yuji, and that is a very possibility. Good reference to the previous manga. And so if that guy in the hood is Yuji in the future, that could make some sense. So I was like, okay, what happened between this guy and Yuji? That's what I'm wondering. And Yuji beat this guy, and so so basically Tsurugi, uh, so Yuka's not here, but Tsurugi is. He gets in the way of Maru. Say, hey, dude, that's enough. Basically, you won. But he realizes that so he's unconscious. You know, basically the brother's like, hey, I don't care if Maru or Tsurugi harm the other. Basically, he's not concerned about if a war happens. Like he is concerned about like there may be some radical factions that want to use aliens or don't want to accept them. And basically, he believes there's a chance there's going to be a war regardless. And then, so yeah, so you know, Tsurugi asks, tells Maru they were going to be members, remember? And then, so basically, Maru's brother then arrives and stops Maru from attacking. So yeah, well, it's weird. So it's not. I guess it's hard to say if Maru is just unconscious and it's actually fighting, or if his brother is controlling them. It is kind of hard to say. It's possible the brother was controlling. It's possible Maru was like just doing it unconsciously. Who knows? Like if the brother was controlling him, then that definitely is an interesting thing. But if he just since was going, then stop the fight after hearing Tsurugi's words. That's going to be a interesting development. And if Yuji fought this old guy, I'm interested in what happened. So yeah, I really like this chapter. Looking forward to the next one. Look interesting what the exact motives of the brother is, especially with this guy mentioned named Deborah, who is on the side of who's I guess part of the aliens faction. So that could be interesting. Like to see what's going on there. Tulsa King season 3 episode 4. So in this one, so Dwight and his team meet up and try to figure out you know, how to deal with the Cole stealing the 50, you know, basically. So Tyson wants to be one to fix it. And, Bevilacqua gets there, he kills like the first lead, basically was a truck driver who was, hauling some stolen goods and he doesn't get information. So Margaret and Thresher, they meet up. So Thresher is trying to run for office. Margaret says he's not going to do as well as he thinks in the upcoming governor's election, but Margaret offers to help him out if Thresher sells her his share of the ranch at a discount. You know, so yeah, so then So Bodhi and Grace trying to come up with a marketing system using like some AI thing to basically like a deep fake thing or to basically like do a marketing campaign. A little dirty. I don't know the legality of it, but most of these characters don't care about legality of their actions. And Muso is trying to keep Dwight from going to conflict like with Dunmire for like where basically it could cause some problems. So it's revealed that Serenity was part of the plan to steal the 50. Tyson tells that to Dwight, and basically they follow her to so Tyson and Mark follow her to Cole's hideout, and Dwight and the rest of the crew meet with them, and they take Cole hostage, and they propose a swap. So Dunmire accepts. So Dunmire, so Dwight gets back the bourbon, and Dunmire gets back his son. So Bevilacqua is gets a call from Ray Renzetti, and who's like a mob boss in New York, who says that he's been told about Dwight's bourbon operation in Tulsa, and offers to help him out if anything goes wrong in the future. What that means, who knows? Basically, the Renzetti guy might be interested in causing problems. Probably potential ally for Dunmire, you know, and or Muso. So that could be interesting. So yeah, I like this episode. Yeah, this season's not as good as the first two seasons, but it's still good season. I like this episode. Looking forward to the next one. One Punch Man season 3 episode 1. So it's been a while since season 2 ended. Yeah, 6 years. That that is freaking terrible. Wait, like it's not like it was a canceled series that got revived. That'd be one thing. This is just freaking terrible development process. Anyway, so this episode it's just setup. So there's not really any action. It kind of looks like a slideshow. Now the actual visuals look pretty good. Like, that does matter. So basically, so a lot of like I guess some executives, politicians with the Hero Association trying to figure some crap out, deal with the Monster Association. And so Saitama goes out trying to find Garo, and Garo's ordered by the Monster Association to basically kill a hero and bring back its head. And so that's obviously hinting at a potential fight between Saitama and Garo. Of course, no one really uses. I guess the term One Punch Man is not his identity. I guess he's not well known for that to be the case. And so yeah, there's some funny stuff. So Saitama and Kieran playing video game. Keen's beating the crap out of him. So yeah, so it's funny where Fubuki's trying to get Saitama's group to do something, and then yeah, so it is kind of funny. So yeah, I thought it was a decent episode. There's a whole bit where I guess was it like Tatsumaki like basically does some collateral damage. It's kind of funny, and so like basically, so it's a lot of setup. That's all it is. It's setup. There's not any action probably until next week at least. Like I've not read the manga, so I don't know when the fight. So I'm interested in, of course, the poster. Like for season 3, he's hinted at a Saitama versus Garo fight. So I'm interested in how that fight would go. Yeah. So over, I thought it was a fine episode. That was decent. Obviously, mistakes were made in the development process as far as it taking so like it should not have taken 6 years. Like I don't know what the frick's going on. Like I legit don't know what's going on. Like obviously, like in between seasons 1 and 2, they changed animation studios from Madhouse to JC, like to JC Staff. But then JC Staff's still doing it now, so I don't know why it takes so long. Like it would make more sense if it was a gigantic gap between seasons 1 and 2. Like yeah, like, I don't know if there's a sign to with JC Staff. I mean, they've had other series. I mean, they did, but yeah, okay, they did. I think one season of Eden Zero. I think they did season 2. Someone else, I believe, did season 1. You know, Fairy Tale 100-Year Quest. You know, it's like okay, what else? Where's the other stuff? Like there, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Um, so yeah, overall, I liked it. That was fun. I like this episode. The opening theme's really good. The end theme's really good. Like I like this opening. It's pretty freaking good. The music's still pretty good. Which One Punch Man's not had an issue with that. It hasn't. But yeah, overall, it was a decent episode. Looking forward to the next one. Well, that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you can put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.